And I know the feminists just, yell and scream if you say anything like this. But time was, girls set the cultural mores, the standards, the parameters for activity, intimate activity. The girls were the one that set those boundaries. And now it's the guys who do. And it's doubly terrible because the colleges now are predominantly female. So you have some, up to 60% of the student bodies are female, and almost all of them are more than 50% female. And so the ratio male-female is out of sync. And that means the girls have to live by the guy's demands. And that means less romance. They don't date. The girls, the ones that I have talked to, numerous young women lament the fact that they don't have the opportunity to dress up and go out for an event. It's really interesting because Mark Regnerus and Jeremy Yucca wrote their book, The Premarital Sex in America, 3-4 years ago? And even then, they were very concerned about the fact that young women today are not as likely to get married, and their prospects, if they are not sexually promiscuous, are really low because the guys, if they can sleep around, they're not interested in going with the girls who don't put out. And the ones who are very serious get married early, and that leaves the majority of the girls then, by the time they're 25 and into their first jobs, the pickings are very, very slim for them. And Mark Regnerus was very, very clear that the, quote, good girls are the ones who are at risk now in terms of not being able to get married.
Guess who's back? Well, you already know. Alright, right about now you've just watched that video. Well, it's not really much of a video, but it's more just commentary from Janice Shaw Crouse. I took a brief look at her bio. She's an author. She's written a book called, let me get the book title. I want to make sure I get it right. Marriage Matters. Pretty simple. Well, anyway, I have some things that she said that was spoken. And well, anyway, I just want to talk about what she talked about. Okay, today, 70% of American males between in the age group of 20 to 34 are not married. And I gotta say, I'm in that age group, and I'm pretty content with that. Content with these stats, and with me myself not being married. And she also goes on to say that many live in a state of perpetual adolescence with ominous consequences for the nation's future. Now, I don't agree with that at all. I think some men just don't see, the value in, you know, this whole marriage thing. And to say that, man, it's in a state of perpetual adolescence because he's not married. I think it's kind of stupid. But anyway, let's just going on. And oh yeah, just say for, she also goes on to say it has consequences for the nation's future. Well, what about a man's future? A man has to consider his own future first, right? Well, I don't know if she feels that way, but that's what I'm thinking. Uh, listen, you can have responsibilities without being married, and many men do. And I gotta tell you, having children, I think I would tell the younger men that I speak to, hey, you might want to dial back on that, or wait a little bit to you like 35, um, to even start considering things like that. Uh, she's talking about the high rate of bachelors. If there's a high rate of bachelors, you would think women have an easier time finding mates, but nope, it's not the case. And you'll see while watching this video, there's a graph in here where it shows that well, the rise of more single men has been going up for a long time, even back in the 60s. That's when it pretty much started. At the time that's today's feminism gets its roots from. I mean, I'm talking about the third wave, not the first or second wave that everybody recognizes. Um, she notes that these days it's actually men who set the parameters for intimate relationships, and that most of them don't include a wedding ring. Well, why would you want to get married these days? I mean, where's the value at marriage these days for a man? I don't. I mean, there might be some tax benefits, but there's a lot of there's detriments that comes with that. Diseases, death, uh, divorce. You know, that happens. I know all those things are pretty bad for a man, and so I don't know why you would want to get married. I don't see why marriage should be like a big deal for a man at all. I understand that women are pushing for it. I do remember just the other day. I think it might have been 2 days ago or more than that. But one of my aunts actually posted on her Facebook page, "Hey, if he's not going to change your last name, you need to change your relationship status." Now, if I was uh, uh, a man and the woman said, "Bro, pretty much marry me or lose me," I'd lose you. I mean, you can't just throw me out an ultimatum like that. And if you want to be with me that much, then what's the deal with just sticking around and not being married? It's not like I'm going anywhere. I mean, it's not going to change anything. I mean, we can still in a relationship the same. Well, it's going to be a legal process and a much longer process if we were married. So I'm sure this is a good idea. And she also goes on to say that women who are not promiscuous have a harder time finding a husband than their promiscuous sisters. Now, I don't agree with this statement at all. Uh, I mean, promiscuous sisters? No, not at all. All I feel is that if you're going to be like what some people might describe as a cold fish, you might have a hard time getting married. But you don't have to be a whore. Well, actually, you can't be a cold fish, but you can't be a whore. Those women like that are somewhere in the middle, or she's not sleeping with everybody. She's just sleeping with you, but she's not sleeping. But she's not giving you any pussy if you're dating her. She has the highest probability of getting married, but even she doesn't have a high probability these days, and that's pretty cool. I don't see any problem with that, not at all. And we can sit here and say that marriage is best for children, but is there anybody saying that marriage is best for men? Because I don't hear it. I hear people saying that marriage, that women want marriage, but I don't even hear anybody saying marriage is best for women. So maybe we shouldn't have it. That's just what I'm saying. And yes, I do understand that cohabitation rates are going up. Yes, they should. It's not marriage. If it ends, it ends. and everybody just moves on pretty cleanly. And so I don't know. She also goes on to make some comments about uh, the role of feminism and all this, and in society. Okay, yeah, how I don't want to say this. Okay, feminism has told people, hey, I don't need a man, and everybody's been, no, you don't need men. Yet they've been taking a lot of alimony and stuff like that. But and and hey, you don't want a man telling you what to do. But at the same time, these feminism and women and all this time shaming men for not getting married is actually kind of strange. You praise a woman for being strong and independent, and then you have this independent man. You tell him, hey, get married. After telling this woman she doesn't need a man, it's actually really odd. But Miss Janice notes in here that there's still a lot of anti-male stuff out there. I was actually surprised. I didn't think anybody or any woman would admit that, hey, publicly like this, that hey, this injury is real and it's out there, and she's right. And she knows how feminism was supposed to bring women happiness, but research shows that women today are unhappier than they were in the past. But hey, who can you blame for that? Not men. They've ended up, she says, they've ended up with far more opportunities, but their personal happiness is way down. Alright, so pretty much men aren't marrying women. Women are not liking us. They want to get married. And men don't want to get married. And for some reason, even though they've been getting all these opportunities and all these things that they've been wanting over the years, their happiness is down. Quite odd, but hey. All I really want to say is that, hey, men from age 20 to 34, you've been doing a great job not getting married. But what you need to do is get married even less. You need to show up at all your friends' marriages and stop them from getting walking down the aisle before those I do's. You better speak up and say, don't do it. Actually, you should speak up far sooner, way before that. But you need to say, don't do it. And I haven't gotten to that point. And if I had gotten even close, I would certainly hope one of my friends would have stopped me. And well, the rate is about 70% that are not married. Let's try to hit 80% by the end of this year. By December 21st, 2015, let's get to 80%. And then we've set 90% for the next year, and then 100%. Okay? Thank you. Hold on a minute here.